The distant thought of bombs still echoed in the Afghan sky, a grim dust choking the gray horizon. Jake, an American soldier, trudged through the rubble of a flattened village, his squad's mission: sweep the area, search for any signs of the enemy. But in the deathly quiet after the battle, Jake heard a faint whimper. Following the weak sound, Jake reached a secluded corner where piles of broken bricks and twisted metal lay heaped. Then he saw Rex, the MWD, a military working dog. His loyal partner lay there motionless, his gray-brown fur matted with dirt and blood. A thick metal chain was cinched tightly around Rex's neck, as if someone had deliberately tethered him and left him for dead. Jake knelt, his hands trembling as he touched Rex. He checked the wounds. A deep gash on the front leg, the blood already congealed. Another wound on the abdomen, probably from shrapnel. Rex's eyes were half closed, clouded, but they recognized Jake. "Rex, Rex, what happened to you?" Jake whispered, his voice shaking. He remembered the days he and Rex had spent side by side on dangerous missions. Rex had saved his life countless times, sniffing out IEDs, tracking enemy scents. They weren't just partners, they were brothers. Jake looked around. No one in sight. Rex had clearly been abandoned. Perhaps in the chaos of battle, someone assumed he was a lost cause, or they were simply too rushed to bring him along. But Jake couldn't believe it. How could they leave a comrade behind like this? He looked down at Rex, his eyes pleading. "I'm not leaving you, Rex. I promise." Jake unfastened the metal chain from Rex's neck as gently as he could. He pulled off his own shirt, tore it into strips, and tightly bandaged the wounds on Rex's leg and stomach. Cradling Rex in his arms, he felt the dog's shivering body. Rex was heavier than Jake expected, but he didn't care. "Hang in there, Rex. We're getting you back to base." Jake hoisted Rex onto his back and started running. The terrain was rough, riddled with bomb craters and obstacles, but Jake didn't stop. He knew every second counted. Distant gunfire still crackled. He was taking a risk. He should have followed orders, stayed with his unit, but he couldn't leave Rex. He ran. Through winding trails and across barren fields. Sweat soaked his back. His breath came in ragged gasps, but Jake didn't give up. Finally, he saw the base gates. The yellow glow of light spilled from the fortified buildings. A beacon in the dark. Jake sprinted toward the gate, yelling, "Help! Help! Rex is badly wounded!" The guards stared at Jake in disbelief. They had never seen a soldier so frantic and disheveled. Jake gently laid Rex down, his body almost limp. "Please, call the vet! Hurry!" Jake gasped, his voice hoarse. People rushed over, their eyes filled with concern. A jeep screeched to a halt, and Rex was carefully loaded into the back. Jake jumped in, his heart pounding in his chest. He didn't know if Rex would make it, but he knew he had done everything he could. Jake rushed Rex into the base's medical bay. A chaotic scene of hurried footsteps and anxious voices. The on-duty veterinarian, Sarah, a woman with a calm demeanor and experienced hands, immediately took charge. Her examination was swift and thorough, but her expression grew increasingly grave. "He's lost a significant amount of blood," she announced, her voice tight. "There's a serious infection setting in, and he needs surgery right now. But our facilities here are limited." Jake's heart plummeted. He couldn't lose Rex, not now, not after everything they'd been through together. He pleaded with Sarah, his voice thick with desperation. He recounted their shared history, from the grueling days of training to the life-or-death situations they had faced in the field. He spoke of Rex's unwavering loyalty, his uncanny ability to sniff out danger, and the countless times he had saved Jake's life. He simply couldn't accept the possibility of losing his best friend. Sarah looked at Jake, her eyes filled with sympathy. She understood the unique bond between a soldier and their canine partner, the unspoken trust, the unwavering loyalty that transcended words. She knew she had to do everything in her power to save Rex. "I'll perform the surgery," she declared, her voice firm and resolute. but I'll need your assistance." Jake, despite having absolutely no medical training, didn't hesitate for a second. He would do anything, absolutely anything, to save Rex's life. The medical bay was transformed into a makeshift operating room, the air thick with tension. The silence was broken only by the rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor and the occasional sharp clang of surgical instruments. Sarah worked with practiced precision, her hands moving swiftly and confidently. Jake, his heart pounding, followed her instructions to the letter, handing her tools, swabbing wounds, doing his best to stay out of her way. The surgery was long and arduous, a desperate race against time. The base's limited resources posed a constant challenge, but Sarah's skill and Jake's unwavering determination kept them going. They were a team, fighting side by side to save a life. As Sarah meticulously stitched the final wound, a wave of exhaustion washed over Jake. He gazed at Rex, his body still pale on the operating table, his breathing shallow and labored. Jake offered a silent prayer, his fingers clenched tightly, pleading for a miracle. Finally, the surgery was complete. Sarah stepped back, her shoulders slumped, her face etched with fatigue. "It's done," she said, her voice hoarse but filled with a hint of relief. "Now we wait." Rex survived the night, but his condition remained critical. He was weak and feverish, his body waging a relentless battle against infection. Jake stayed by his side, his eyes never leaving Rex's face, his hand resting gently on his matted fur. He talked to Rex, recounting stories of their shared adventures, reminding him of the unbreakable bond they shared. He refused to give up hope. Day by day, Rex grew stronger. His eyes regained their brightness. His tail started to wag whenever Jake was near. But amidst the joy of Rex's recovery, a nagging question lingered in Jake's mind. Who had tried to kill Rex, and why? Determined to find the truth, Jake began investigating. He questioned fellow soldiers, reviewed the events of the battle, and searched for any clues that might reveal what had happened. His investigation led him to a senior officer, Captain Harris. Harris was a stern, ambitious man, known for his ruthlessness. He had openly criticized Rex after a failed mission, blaming the dog for not detecting an enemy ambush. Jake recalled the incident vividly. Rex had given a warning bark, but Harris had dismissed it. The result? Significant casualties. After that mission, Harris had threatened to deal with Rex, claiming the dog had become a liability. Jake confronted Harris in the mess hall. The air crackled with tension. "Captain, I want to talk to you about Rex," Jake said firmly. Harris raised an eyebrow, looking at Jake with disdain. "Oh, the soldier and his pet. Haven't you gotten over that yet?" "I know you tried to kill Rex," Jake stated bluntly. "Why?" Harris let out a cold laugh. "Do you have any proof, Private? Or are these just the baseless accusations of a man too attached to an animal?" Jake clenched his fists. He wasn't letting this go. He was going to fight for justice, not just for Rex, but for the truth. But for the very principles they were all supposed to uphold, he decided to take his case directly to the soldiers of the base. During the next all-hands meeting, Jake stepped forward, his voice ringing with conviction. He recounted the story of Rex's loyalty, his unwavering dedication, and the cruel betrayal he had suffered. He challenged his fellow soldiers, asking them to choose between upholding justice and remaining silent in the face of wrongdoing. His words resonated with some who were moved by his courage and the injustice of the situation. However, many remained hesitant, fearful of the consequences of speaking out against a powerful officer. The room was filled with palpable tension, a sense of unease. Harris, sensing the shift in the atmosphere, stepped forward, his eyes blazing with anger. He threatened Jake with a court-martial, accusing him of insubordination and slander. But just as the situation seemed about to spiral out of control, a low growl echoed through the room. Rex, still weak but determined, had managed to make his way to the meeting. He stood beside Jake, his eyes fixed on Harris. a low, menacing growl rumbling in his chest. The sight of the injured dog, his loyalty unwavering, ignited a spark in the hearts of the soldiers. The tension in the room reached a breaking point. Colonel Davies, realizing the gravity of the situation and the growing unrest among his troops, had no choice but to order an official investigation into the matter. The investigation culminated in a court-martial for Captain Harris. The evidence Jake had gathered, along with the testimonies of witnesses, painted a clear picture of Harris's treachery. While awaiting the verdict, the base came under a sudden and fierce attack. Despite Rex still recovering, he and Jake rushed into the fray. They fought alongside their fellow soldiers, repelling the enemy's attempt to breach the base. Amidst the chaos of gunfire and smoke, Harris emerged, his eyes filled with malice. He targeted Jake, attempting to assassinate him and silence him permanently. A bullet struck Jake's shoulder, sending him reeling. Rex, driven by his unwavering loyalty and protective instincts, lunged at Harris. He snapped at the man's arm, disarming him, and then tackled him to the ground. Harris struggled, but Rex wouldn't relent. In the ensuing scuffle, a stray bullet struck Rex. The scene descended into pandemonium. Despite his injury, Jake cradled Rex in his arms, his voice a raw cry amidst the chaos. Other soldiers swarmed in, apprehending Harris and dragging him away. In the aftermath of the battle, Harris was arrested, charged with treason and attempted murder. Rex was rushed to the medical bay, where veterinarians worked tirelessly to save his life. Jake, his shoulder bandaged, sat vigil by Rex's side, praying for his friend's survival. Rex pulled through. The story of his bravery and sacrifice spread like wildfire throughout the base, leaving everyone awestruck and deeply moved. Jake's actions, his relentless pursuit of justice, and Rex's unwavering loyalty became a symbol of true friendship and dedication. Weeks later, Harris's trial concluded. He was sentenced to life in prison, stripped of his rank, and dishonorably discharged. Jake and Rex were awarded medals for their courage and service. But their story didn't end there. It spread beyond the base, reaching soldiers and civilians alike. They became a symbol of loyalty, friendship, and sacrifice, a reminder of the power of love and courage. Rex made a full recovery. His wounds healed completely, leaving only faint scars as a testament to his bravery. Jake, his shoulder now strong and healed, was honored for his courage and unwavering pursuit of justice. His actions, initially met with skepticism and resistance, were now celebrated as a beacon of integrity and loyalty. Both he and Rex were granted permission to return to the United States together, their tour of duty ending with profound respect and admiration from their fellow soldiers. The final scene unfolded on a sprawling field in their hometown, a place of serene beauty and tranquility. The sun, a radiant orb in the clear blue sky, cast a warm, golden glow over the verdant landscape, illuminating the rolling hills and lush meadows. Jake and Rex ran side by side, their bond as strong and unbreakable as ever. Rex, his energy boundless and his spirit soaring, frolicked around the soldier who had risked everything to save him, his playful antics a testament to their enduring friendship. The story of Jake and Rex left an indelible mark on the base, a lasting legacy of courage, loyalty, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. It served as a powerful reminder that camaraderie transcends species, that the bonds of friendship extend beyond human connection, and that loyalty knows no bounds. It was a lesson etched in the hearts and minds of all who had witnessed their extraordinary bond, a testament to the enduring power of love and true friendship. The memory of their journey, their trials and triumphs, continued to inspire and resonate with those who had the privilege of knowing their story. It spoke of the resilience of the human spirit, the unwavering loyalty of a canine companion, and the enduring power of love and friendship. The story of Jake and Rex is more than just a tale of courage and loyalty. It is a testament to the power of friendship, a reminder that camaraderie transcends species and that loyalty knows no bounds. Their journey touched the hearts of soldiers and civilians alike, becoming a symbol of hope and resilience, a reminder that even in the most challenging circumstances, love and loyalty can prevail. As Jake and Rex ran across the fields of their hometown, bathed in the warm glow of the sun, they knew that their bond would endure forever, an everlasting testament to their unwavering companionship. If you enjoyed this heartwarming story of friendship between a soldier and his loyal canine partner, be sure to subscribe to our Amazing Paw Stories channel. Here, you'll find more incredible tales of bravery, loyalty, and unconditional love that will warm your heart and inspire your soul.